Intermittent clouds. Sunday, 40 degrees and partly sunny weather.
Putting things in here that I'm most certainly going to bring, but I'm going to make a maybe pile of things that I want to consider or reconsider later. Like, I know I'm going to be wearing one pair of pants. I want to figure out what the second pair of pants is. I know I'm going to need at least one pair of sweatpants. But do I also bring a pair of shorts? All of this sounds so simple, but these are the things you need to figure out before you go on a trip. We are in New York. Hopefully you can see me. I'm at my friend's apartment. The next few days, we have a few things on our agenda. There's a reading that I'm doing tomorrow at a bookstore in Harlem. And then I might be seeing a play with my friend Sunday night. And there's a few people I want to hang out and try to see. And today, I guess, just kind of want to play it chill, maybe try to meet up with one friend. Tomorrow, I think I maybe want to go to like a few shops or Chinatown before the reading. Sunday, maybe try to see a number of friends. And then Monday, I'm going to leave. I also don't want to overwhelm myself. And there's one friend in particular that I'm hoping that I can see. But I'm at my friend's new apartment. It's really beautiful. It's in Harlem. There's lots of windows, as you can see. And welcome to New York. Behind me is the reading today. I just went to the James Baldwin exhibit at the Schomburg Center. It was so beautiful. Seeing his writings, seeing his letters, seeing his proofs of his things. Like, what the fuck? I wish I could have been there longer. Honestly, it took us such a long time to get there. But I'm so glad I went, and it also feels serendipitous to go from there to here, where I'm reading a novel in progress. So I'm gonna head into this and see what it's all about.
Her eye for the speculative, obscene, and moving, and that's just what I remember, really leaves a mark. She has helped me organize this reading for 3 years in a row, been an incredible comrade in navigating whatever the hell being a young writer means, and is a tremendous chef. Please welcome Josie.
We finished the reading. It went really well. 5 people read, other than me. All really great writers, like mixed genres. One person read about being black and laughter. Another person read about being Asian American or Asian and a faggot. Someone else read, I don't know, a lot of it was kind of like atmospheric, experimental, which I really, really appreciated. And it was a cool space, like a community, like art space. If you're in Harlem, check out Reincarnation with the word up. It was a good event. Oh, this is a good angle. So the more and more I visit New York City over time since I left in 2023, I find myself enjoying the visits more. New York City is one of the few cities in the US where you could roam around an entire neighborhood for a whole day, where you can walk into random businesses, take the public transit around super easily. And it's the fact that the US is so car centric and New York City forces you to be outside in a lot of ways that makes these shorter visits more fun. And so I'm glad I got to spend some time roaming around, hanging out with fellow writer friends before I had to leave to move on to do some other things like my residency. Currently at the train station. I always get really confused on where I'm supposed to go when I'm in the station. And I made it. I got some beverages. I had a croissant. I'm tired as fuck. So we'll see how well I sleep. I'm glad to be heading somewhere a little different. And I think my friend that I'm hanging out with has 2 days off. So let's go to visit my friend. So I made it to Providence where I'm visiting my friend. I'm tired. I woke up at 6:30 a.m. to take the train. It's one of those travel days. It's one of those travel days where you leave early, you're like, oh my God. I'm grateful to be at my friend's place. I'm gonna shower for the first time in a couple of days. The rest of the day, today I'm just gonna chill. I'm gonna definitely shower, eat some of this food. I haven't really eaten much today. And just kind of chillax. Because my friend is off the next 2 days, and I think we're just gonna, I don't know, kind of do whatever. Okay, I'm gonna eat. We're a modern diner. I just got corned beef and hash. This place, the menu. Oh, might have to hit my pen outside a few more times before I eat this plate. Before I went to my residency, I made a stop in Massachusetts to visit a dear friend from college. I featured him on a few vlogs in the past, but Clay is a friend I love to visit when I can. I think residencies and little trips to visit places to see people for a long weekend is a great way to get out of your bubble, get out of your comfort zone, and just feel some new energy. So I enjoyed this little side mission as well. Okay, so I'm leaving where my friend and I have been hanging out, and I'm going to the residency today. I feel very ready. I've had a lot of fun with my friend, but you know when you've been traveling for a little and you're like, I think I'm gonna throw my budget out the window. And I kind of did, but I also didn't do too much. So now I'm just doing my classic pre-pack to make sure everything I have fits accordingly. I've gotten a few new things. As you can see, I got this cute new sweater vest. Yeah, now I'm just making sure everything actually fits in here, which I think it does and will. I have everything packed. Things I hope or wish I'd packed. A towel. I kind of regret getting some of the clothes that I got, but I also feel like I'm going to be there for 2 weeks, and then it's just going to be one final push to get from there to New York to the airport. Whatever. It's going to work out. I have some snacks and stuff. I also have these weed edibles. I'm like, where am I going to fucking fit this in this fucking bag? And I don't know if I have enough weed for this whole residency, but I feel like it'll be fine. Okay, I made it to Penn Station, and I have 2 more trains. The next one is just one stop, and it's in about 20 minutes. And then after that one, I have like another 2-hour train. So got here pretty late last night, and I don't really know what to expect. I'm excited. I feel really humbled that this is on Shinnecock Nation, which I was doing a lot of reading about yesterday. It is basically the first place in this region where indigenous folks made contact with European settlers. And I believe the first settlers here were the Dutch and then the English. And there's a lot of history here related to the Shinnecock people resisting land displacement, resisting indigenous boarding schools and the colonial practices that happened here. And there's just a lot that I want to kind of dig into more about that during my time here. But I feel good. This room is pretty comfortable, and I'm excited to just kind of orient myself in the space. I unpacked a little bit last night. I think today we're going to go and get some groceries and talk about what my plans are while I'm here in terms of at least programming and some other things. But today I just kind of want to orient myself, get myself kind of sorted in ways that make making art here probably feel good. Probably set up my little areas to do work, and then see what else is going to happen. But right now I'm going to kind of get ready and maybe check out some podcast stuff, because I think I want to change the title of one of the recent interviews we put out. And yeah. We just got back here to the residency. I picked up a bunch of groceries. Just to explain, all residencies are different. This residency is only 2 weeks. Some residencies have you live with other people, other artists. The only other person living here is like the residency manager. I actually learned this is the house that he grew up in. Some residencies pay for your food, provide you food. This one, you either come with your own car or they take you to the grocery store and you pick up your groceries. And I pretty much got a bunch of what I might need for like the next week. And I spent around 117 on groceries. I feel good about being here so far. It is interesting because this is the only residency I've done, I guess, kind of other than the one I did in France, where I was basically completely alone. The one in France, though, there was another artist, but they lived in another part of the town, but it was not far. I'm excited. I feel like I'm gonna get a lot of work done. I do want to set some intentions and like maybe make another to-do list. I already have one, but it's good to sit down and kind of make sense of everything that you want to do and kind of update. I think the rest of the day, I'm going to talk to the manager of the residency about a workshop I want to do this coming Friday about podcasting and just kind of see more of the space. I know there's a bunch of books here that I want to check out. Feels cool to be here. A.m. I got a good amount of work done this morning. I finished filming a YouTube video that I'm hopefully going to edit over the next week and get up by Sunday. I filmed a podcast mini episode, and then I also filmed a promo trailer for the newsletter. Now I'm dumping everything onto my laptop and I'm kind of sorting things, making sure I dump everything correctly, and then I'm going to kind of assess what I want to do the rest of the day. For me, artist residencies are always an interesting tangle of time. Sometimes I'm super duper productive and I'm working all the time. Other times I'm juggling lots of different things. And all I've really learned is to savor the time away from my normal life, my normal friends, and to fall into the work, be consumed by it, spend 8 hours a day making art, strategizing, thinking. It's kind of like how I made art when I was a teenager. So one thing I like to do, because I can't say if I'm OCD or neat or whatever, I do like to wake up and to kind of plug my things in, get my room set up, kind of clear out just some of the clutter. It's not like there's much clutter, but just like put clothes away, have my things in my certain spots on my desk, because I feel like at residencies, if everything's everywhere and I'm just kind of like, then I don't have the ease getting into the work. So that's what I kind of just did. I plugged my phone in, plugged my laptop in, listening to music, making my bed. I'm probably gonna go wash my face, blah, 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 get ready for the day, and then start. I really want to work on this podcast edit. And while I'm editing it, I want to talk about why this episode is so fucking special. And if it's out when you're watching this, you should go and listen to it, because it's so good. But I'm gonna go and wash my face. Yeah, I'm setting this camera up on a window, and out the window is just this beautiful backyard.
Oppressive regime forces look like, especially after George Floyd. Wait for this cops to...
Okay, it's another day at the residency. I'm going to sit down now and get into editing a video that I filmed yesterday. Right now it's about 10 a.m. I want to see how deep I can get into this edit today. I think this video might be around 30 to 40 minutes, and I feel like I'm getting better. So it's almost like a test. And I woke up, showered. Last night was really fun because a bunch of us, there was like a welcome dinner for me. So some of the family members of the person who runs this residency came here and we hung out and had Chinese food. And some background on this is that this residency is called Ma's House. It's on Shinnecock Nation, tribal territory. And this house was in the person who owns this house was in the family of the person who runs this residency, and their grandmother had a desire that this house would eventually be turned into a space, a museum for Indigenous art and history. So there's a lot of books everywhere, there's a lot of photos. It's really, really beautiful, and it's giving me a lot to think about, especially talking to folks here last night. Like I met the brother of a friend of folks in this residency, and it was like a black indigenous dude, and we were talking about like our families and our perspectives, and we ended up singing karaoke, and I love karaoke. And I love residencies like this where you feel like you're entering another world for a period of time and you get to like be there and engage. Like suddenly I'm living in this house. So it's been really cool. And there's lots of books around. So at some point I do want to start like reading some of the books here. There's the book called Rest is Resistance that's here that I might actually check out and start reading. And yeah, I just feel good. I feel like part of my brain is like, maybe you should be more strategic about the things that you're doing, but I'm literally just going to lean into the work that I want to do, that I feel compelled to do. That's where we're at, so. All right, I don't know if you can hear me, but it's like 6 p.m. I'm outside taking a smoke break. I finished my video, I finished my fucking video. And I'm very happy, and it's so dark that I'm kind of like, I don't know if I'm going to do any other work the rest of the day. I could work on some graphics or some other things. I might just actually do that later a little bit, but for the rest of the night, I'm just going to chill. I might pick a movie to watch or something. I feel good. I am leading a workshop this evening on podcasting. So today I want to spend like an hour or two working on that, kind of rejudging my presentation. I have another Kardashians video I could edit. I have other random things on my list I could do. Honestly, I don't feel like rushing into work this morning. I might just slowly get some breakfast, sit down, slowly start doing work. Oh my God. This wind outside is wild.
Of that every few months we get to kind of go to the well for each other.
Yeah, and it really feeds into this idea we had when we launched the show, which is, we all come from a news background. We've all reported on Trump's election and the fall of the democracy for the past, I don't know, 10, 20 years or something. And, we all share a belief.
Okay, so I'm sitting at my desk again. It is around almost 4 p.m. It's March 7th. I've been sitting down doing a bunch of work today. I talked to a few different friends for a while. I talked to my one friend, Cortez, who just published a really beautiful book on James Baldwin. It's a children's book about James Baldwin's upbringing in New York and how he fell in love with writing. So if you haven't checked that out, you definitely should. And then I caught up with my friend Jolana, who visited me when I went to France and did that residency there, and we talked about a project that we want to work on eventually. And I have found that this residency has been really useful for getting work done, but also calling people, like literally sitting down and going through my messages and being like, who haven't I talked to in a while? And it's actually been pretty nice. And it's something that I know like my mom's generation does a lot, but I feel like it might be something that I want to incorporate into my week more and more and more. But I did that. I also ended up working on some graphics, and then I got into the beginning of this Kardashian video edit. I'm probably going to take a break, but right now I'm about 3 minutes into the edit. I have found lately with YouTube editing, it's been very, very useful and energizing for me to go really hard at on the intro of the edit, like the hook. And maybe it's because I've really been translating video editing into this is a video essay. Like I'm literally viewing it as a video essay, and I'm like, you can work on the content of it, but like, how are you gonna grab people when they enter it? So I'm really excited, and I've been laughing a lot editing it, which is a good sign. And now I have about 2 hours until this presentation later. So I'm going to look over the presentation, kind of talk through the different slides and kind of figure out how long it might take me, and then maybe take a little break, watch something. But yeah, I have like 2 hours until that workshop, so I'm just gonna chill and do some work. I ended up not getting any footage of my workshop, but it went really great. I did a workshop on DIY podcasting, and maybe about 10 people showed up, and we had great conversations around media and media making. And I spent the last few days of the residency kind of switching between working a lot and just enjoying being in the location that I was. It's about almost midnight. I just went to karaoke. I'd rate karaoke. It was a bougie bar. It was called Almond. Beers were $10. Cocktails were $20. The appetizers, $20. I didn't buy anything. I didn't get anything at all. The sun feels so nice outside right now. I think this is the first day here where the weather actually feels really good. It's the last few days of this residency, and I feel really good about the time that I've spent here. I've gotten a lot of work done. It's been a really good amount of time away, and I think it's really revitalized a part of my artist spirit. Because I think in a lot of ways I've been processing feeling or turning into or being a multi-hyphenate artist and what it means to still be a writer, but to have it interact with my art in a different way, or to be interacting with more mediums more consistently. And I think some of that is a letting go, some of that is a running forward to a lot of things, but I'm really grateful that I've had the time and space here to do more video editing, to feel more confident in that, to work on video essays, to work on outlines, to meet new folks. And I've had a great time. Like you saw that I did an interview with the podcast here, and we talked about a lot of different things. I'll link that in the description. And yeah, I think I want to spend the next few days just kind of doing random things. So this is going to be the end of the vlog. I'm probably going to work on maybe another video. I probably might film another video tomorrow. In the last 2 days, I really want to apply to a lot of things, work on applications, maybe start revising my website, like really start just working on things that I can probably kind of finish over the next week when I get back. But if you got to the end of this, thank you for watching. Another episode and Prince gets his groove back. I think artist residencies are great, and if you haven't applied to any, you should apply to some. Check out the videos on my channel where I talk about how to apply, or tips and recommendations for getting into them, because I have a lot. And watch some of my other artist residency videos, because they are on this channel. And I'm gonna enjoy this. See you later. I don't really know if I'd actually wear these, because I don't really know if I like white frames. Like, these look kind of... Actually, depending on the outfit, could work. I don't know. For Celsius! Been deer running around, and I'm like, I don't want these deer to beat my ass. Because maybe they love the Kardashians.